So there are different types of books, different styles of books, different ways in which the ulama of Islam wrote their books. And we're making an example of non-Islamic books. Does it make sense? So the word sahih is different than mustadrak. Obviously there are things that are what? Similar. Just like a book. Fiction and non-fiction has pages, has chapters, has ink, has a plot, protagonist, antagonist. Everybody understand this? Intro, and the list goes on. Everybody understand this? So therefore Imam al-Bukhari rahimahullah, the proper genre to which his books belong, there are two main genres, two of them. The first is that which is called the genre of al-jawami' of Sayyid. In class, pay attention, don't lose out on this for it. We say what? Kutubul jawami'. And then we have the genre called Kutubul Sihah. Al-Bukhari's book from one aspect is considered a jami', and from another aspect is considered a sahih. A jami' is a specific type of book, and a sahih is also a specific type, specific genre. And then obviously there are things that overlap, in which this is a jami' and a sahih slash a hybrid. Everybody understand this? So therefore, the general concept of jami' is a book of hadith that deals with the main topics of hadith, the main themes. Number one being theology or dogma, aqidah, belief, iman. In other words, if this book is considered a jami', then it must have it in a chapter called Kitabul Iman, Abwabul Iman, Babul Iman, faith, the angels, heaven, hell, Allah's attributes, Allah's names, etc. Qiyamah, etc. Everybody understand this? Also, they have to deal with al-ahkam, the rulings and the regulations. There has to be chapters on prayer, has to be chapters on divorce, chapters on jihad, chapters on buying and selling, chapters on the ahkam, the rulings, wudu, janazah, menses, etc. And then there have to be chapters on al-adab, the etiquettes, the manners, morals. And then there has to be a chapter on at-ta'bir, or ta'wil al-ahlam, or ru'ya, or ru'ya, dream interpretation. Dream what? Interpretation. And then also going to be chapters on asiyah, on the Prophet ﷺ's expeditions, his military campaigns, when they went to Khaybar, Ahzab, Uhud, Badr, Mustalaq, Muta, and the list goes on. Everybody clear on this? And then there are going to be chapters on az-zuhd wa riqaq, heart-melting narrations. Chapters that melt your heart. They don't talk about halal and haram. They don't talk about jihad. They don't talk about grave sins, Allah's forgiveness, things that soften your heart, that emotionally inspire you. Everybody understand this? So therefore, this is the concept of a what? Jami'. And then the concept of a sihah, which is very similar to a jami', but the author is giving you a book, a compilation of a hadith, in which he says are what? Genuine to him. Other ulama may feel differently, may say different. There may be difference of opinion, but he's saying, I'm giving you what? I give you my warranty, my guarantee. Everybody understand this? I give you what? My guarantee. And that's with most of the hadith. Just because a person writes a book called Sahih or Jami' Sahih doesn't mean that every single hadith in there is authentic. Does not mean that. Because he may mention other weak hadith to prove and show how they're weak. Everybody understand this? Al-Muhim. What is important is that Imam Bukhari's book is a Jami' and is also a Sahih. And that's why the proper name for Sahih Bukhari is Al-Jami' Al-Musnad Al-Sahih Al-Mukhtasar min Hadith Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam wa Sunanihi wa Ayyamihi. And there are other variations of that as well. There are other variations of that title as well. Bukhari never called his book Sahih Bukhari. He called it Al-Jami' Al-Sahih or Al-Jami' Al-Musnad Al-Sahih. The authentic Jami', the authentic compilation of life of Muhammad. What he believed in, how he ate, how he slept, how he drank, how he walked, how he talked, how he married, how he divorced, how he fought, how he made peace. Kulish. Authentic, all in one place. And he also gives you a little bit of spice on the side. A little what? A little spice on the side. Some athar, what this companion said, what this tabi'i said, and the different fiqh issues in the chapter headings. Everybody clear on this? That's a Sahih. A Mustadrak is a book in which an author comes behind Imam al-Bukhari. Al-Hakim rahimahullah, he comes behind Imam al-Bukhari and he looks at the hadiths of Bukhari and he says Bukhari missed hadiths. There are hadiths that are not only authentic, but they fulfill the standard, the grade of quality of Imam al-Bukhari, the style of Bukhari, the same narrators. Fulan, from Fulan, Qala Rasulullah. In abundance. So he says these ahadith are a means of completion of Bukhari's book. Like a supplement. Like a what? A supplement. You have a classical work, the author dies, and somebody comes on and says this is part 2. Everybody understand this? Or the hidden what? Omar, the what? The hit. Everybody understand this? Everybody clear on this? He branches off of that one first original concept. Everybody clear on this? Everybody clear or not? We focusing on that. Allah is the greatest. Inshallah. Bismillah. Allah ma'akum. Sorry, moving on. Now, Al-Hakim rahimahullah, he takes a hadith that he feels are on the conditions and the standards of Bukhari or Muslim or anybody else, and he compiles them and he puts them together. That's called a mustadrak. In other words, the linguistic meaning of mustadrak, istadraka alayhi, is that he's correcting him and fixing him and following him up on his shortcomings, stuff that he missed out on, like mopping up. You cleaned the room, but there's still some things in the corner. So I came and I tidied up after you, even though you did most of the work. Everybody understand this? So Mustadrak's book is organized. Their chapter headings, they're not as detailed as Imam al-Bukhari. His book is not as authentic as Imam al-Bukhari, but it's a very valuable tool of hadith to the hadith culture. And that's the concept of a Mustadrak. And the other Mustadraks, but that was one of the most, if not the most famous Mustadrak of Abu Abdullah al-Hakim al-Naysaburi. He's from Nishapur, the country of Imam Muslim. And he died in the year 405 of the Hijrah. 405 of the Hijrah. So therefore that's a brief general concept of what a Mustadrak is. Clear on that? Then we have a Musnad, different genre, different way of organizing the hadiths. A Muwatta, a Sunan. What is Sunan Abi Dawud? Why isn't Sunan like Sahih? There's what? A difference. Clear that? Hopefully that's clear. Inshallah.
Which is more authentic? Mustadrak?
A Sunan or Mustadrak? Wallahi, that's an argument. Because from one aspect, a Sunan is more authentic because the original purpose of the Sunan genre is to be acted upon. The Sunan deals with fiqh. Fiqh of salah, fiqh of hajj, fiqh of zakat. Obviously, you're going to want the people to have the most authentic, genuine hadith as possible to implement and to act upon. How do you make hajj? When do you make hajj? When is it haram to make hajj? Do you raise your hands in the salah, on your chest, beneath your chest, above your navel? When you make sujood, on your knees, first your hands, those you want to give the people the hadith that are most authentic. So from one aspect, the sunnah is going to be what? More authentic. But from another aspect, the mustadrak could be more authentic because he's following up who? Bukhari. He's following up, he's chasing Bukhari, he's copycatting Bukhari and servicing Bukhari's book as well at the same time on his standard of quality and authenticity. Whereas Sunan Abi Dawud is not necessarily, he's not doing that. Everybody understand this? Thirdly, last but not least, is that many of the hadiths are in Sunan Abi Dawud or also in Mustadrak Hakim. Many of the hadith in Sahih Bukhari are also in Sunan Abi Dawud. Everybody understand this? This is a yes or no answer. Clear on that? Wallahu ta'ala. And this is why the golden principle, Salih, the golden principle and the hadith, إن لكل حديث ذوق. لكل حديث ذوق. طبعا في أصول، في قواعد، في قوانين للرواية، للتصحيح، للتضعيف، لكن لكل حديث ذوق خاص. لكل حديث قرائن تحتف به. ومن الخطأ أنك تعمم دائما وأبدا في التصحيح والتضعيف على الأصول والقواعد، فيصير ويصبح علم الحديث علم يعني رياضيات، 1 في 1 يساوي 2. لا، ليس هذا طريقة أهل الحديث. لكل حديث ذوق Every situation is different. Every hadith has its own taste. And there are principles, yes. There are set rules, yes. There are things that have been etched into granite, written in stone. And there is a specific what? Taste. Just like culinary arts. There's certain principles of culinary arts. This meat has to be cooked at this temperature. Sanitary issues, cut, this knife, this bread, soup, salad, so on and so on and so forth. And despite that, every chef has his own taste. In which he goes against the rules just a bit. No, you don't have to cook the meat at that temperature. Like this is more tender. It's better. Trust me. Why is that? Wallahu. That's the master chef, of course. The apprentice, the textbook chef, or those who practice what? Ethics. He's going to say, no, 1 + 1 has to equal 2. It's not always the case. Tailor-made science. Wallahu a'lam.